Okay, so I do not really have a problem with, the question as regards, IBB's book launch and the many people who were there and all the dignitaries and all the owners of Nigeria who were there. I do not have a problem with all that has transpired, but basically, I have a few questions that I believe needs to be answered. And the first question is, because the book doesn't necessarily answer everything, the book doesn't necessarily give us insights to the deeper workings that some of us might have been craving for and asking for. So, number one question is, who killed, Delegiwa? Who killed Delegiwa? That's the question we must ask ourselves. That's the first question. Who killed Delegiwa? And are we just going to allow it fly? Is it going to be another cold case that would have no answer in Nigeria's history? There have been so many major killings of that nature that have not been answered. So who killed Delegiwa? Number two, the annulment of the election in 1993, which right now seems like we are hinging it upon the Abacha regime. It's almost like we are passing the blame back to the Abacha regime. The question is, all that transpired within that period, all that went wrong, and the way that election annulment has changed the history and the direction of Nigeria, the way it has changed the course of Nigeria over time. How do we fix it? Following the book launch and everything that has transpired, the next question is, what are every one of them, every person who was in that building, everyone who was there at the book launch, all the people who hold Nigeria, the real people who are in charge of everything that Nigeria has to offer? The question is, when do we give back power to the Nigerian people? When do we say enough to the looting and it is time to fix the country? When are we going to be saying that indeed we are going to have a free and fair election again of that magnitude, that the general people would be the ones who have chosen their leader? These are questions in my mind. It's okay to launch a book. It's okay to be forgiven and absolved of so many blames. It's okay. But the question is, after all that has transpired, who will take care of the Nigerian people? And if we cannot answer that question right now, then it does not matter what we have done. It does not matter what we have seen. It does not matter what we are discussing in the general spaces, because all that is history. Yes, we know the history, and the question is, who will fix the now? That is the question I want to answer. Who will fix the now? Who is going to pay for the debt of Delegiwa? Who is going to have to answer for so many of the wrongs that have been in history? And if the answering does not change anything, how do we change the future of this country now? I think this is something we are supposed to be discussing. Honestly, I'm done with too much politics. I'm done with all the crazes that we go to discuss on social media. I think it is time for us to say how we are going to put food on the plate of the average Nigerian who cannot feed. That's a very important question, and I think that's something we should be talking about right now.